Luma just came up with their update, which involves camera controls, which is really cool. Let's go check it out. So the camera controls work like this. You upload your image as usual, or your end frame image, and type your prompt as usual. So I'm just going to say, but after your prompt, you're going to add camera to the end of it. Now, these options will pop up for a couple of different camera options. And there's quite a lot of camera options, actually. More than I've seen from other video gens. You can move left, right, up, down, push in, push out, and left, pan right, orbit left, orbit right, crane up, and crane down. I've never seen these crane options before, so I'm going to try them out. Let's test these first. So I'm going to do crane up on this first one, and I'll load a different image and try to do a different camera. I'm actually going to use the same prompt, even though it's a slightly different reference image. Let's try pull out. I'm also really curious to see what would happen if in an environment. So I'll try an environment too. At all times, I have random images to try that I've been testing. So this is an environment I have. I think this might be a good one to test the crane or to test a pull in. Well, let's try that. This is a camera. Let's try push in on this one. I have another similar image that looks like this. Let's try the same prompt. To crane up. That sounds great. So what I'll do at this point is I'm going to load up a bunch of random images, prompt them in similar ways, but all with different camera movements, and then we'll just wait for the results and check them out. So it's worth noting this is not the first time we've seen camera controls. Runway does have it, not in their latest, which is Gen 3. We have Gen 2 camera controls that do kind of have these horizontal pan, zoom controls, tilt and roll. I think what's new is orbit and crane are pretty new. If those controls exist, I haven't seen them. We have seen some of these other ones before. The Runway Gen 2 also had motion brush, which kind of lets you separate little motion. I kind of had mixed results with them when I tested them, but it's worth noting that this is not the first time we've seen some camera controls. Luma has done it in a different way. It's controlled in the prompt, and as opposed to these extra tabs that Runway has. And Runway's you could control how much it would zoom. In my experience, it would break if you kind of put it too far to the left or right. Like, it wouldn't know what to do, or the image would fall apart. We haven't seen this in Gen 3 yet, so now my Lumas are finishing up. Let's go through some that I threw on there. All right, here we have an orbit camera right, and that's pretty cool. You can see that the camera is moving right. It's a little off-center, which is actually a little bit more natural. I like that a lot. First impression is pretty cool. I think my face of my character is breaking up, and the hair is kind of static despite the camera move, but the overall motion of this is really cool. This is a camera pull out. Similar prompt with the water. I actually don't see much of a camera move. I see like a little bit of a shaky cam, but if it's pulling out, it's very subtle. So I don't really see that in this one. All right, we have a crane up. So my magic effect didn't get picked up by the motion, which is disappointing, but there is this upward movement. It doesn't look quite like it was described in the video where it's really going up and over, but it is definitely moving up, which is cool. And it's nice to have a little bit of control. Just look at this lightning one. All right, I definitely see a pull out in this one. That's cool. Again, my main magic lightning is not moving, but I didn't really prompt for lightning, so that could be a problem. I put portal in it just because I was being lazy and copy pasted this, and I shouldn't have done that. But the camera pull out is definitely working. That's pretty cool. All right, here's some of my environments. I'll push in. This is camera with push in. That looks great. For landscapes, I'm getting a lot of parallax. These are even like going past camera, pretty decent consistency from frame to frame. Even this water motion, This one is one of the best ones so far. This came out really nice. All right, another landscape. The direction we had was crane up. Hey, that's really cool. So we got this new mushroom structure. The water looks great. We do have nice parallax. That worked out really nicely for the landscape. I think the landscapes are leading right now. Here we have a camera pan left. I mean, that's definitely panning left. It's panning so much my character is out of frame. That looks pretty cool. Everything left of here is totally generated at random. It's a little bit jittery, but it's nice to have like this clean subject. It stays together, character consistency, and then it just kind of moves. It rotates left. That was working really well. All right, here we have a camera move up, and that's working pretty well. I even have like nice little magic-y bits on her hands. Not really around the tree. Like it would have been cool if maybe I have to prompt for some like embers or particles or something. But this is definitely moving up. This is cool. This one is a camera orbit right. Oh, with the loop on. So the loop is just ping-ponging it. If you hit that checkbox with the loop, I mean, it's orbiting. I don't think it's orbiting around my central subject, which is, we kind of had better results in the one with the water, the sorceress with the water, as opposed to Reaper. This one almost seems like it's orbiting around this tombstone. It's a bit of a miss though, because, you know, it didn't orbit around the subject, which would have been really cool. Camera crane down. It definitely messed up the skateboard. The camera is moving, and I think from what we see, this character gets totally destroyed, actually. Like, she starts out okay, and then, like, warps into, I don't know. All right, I wanted to test a few more normal subjects, like no action, no weird energy or fantasy magic or anything like that. So here's a pretty simple one. We have a camera pull out as the new movement, which is definitely it's doing a great job with this one. It's giving me a little bit of blur towards the end, which I mean, it could be a cool effect, but I didn't prompt for it, so I might run that one again. But overall, the subject, she's looking good. The blink is nice. She's even smiling. I didn't even ask for that. And the background looks really cool with this depth of field, even though she kind of gets caught up in the depth of field at the end. This is with orbit left. You know, even though the subject is leaving the shot, that could be an effect that she might want. I would have loved if it rotated around her, but it is giving me an orbit left. All right, here's like a sci-fi style one. I have a move down. So the camera actually is subtly moving down, like a little bit. It's like moving down and rotating, which I didn't quite ask for. I was kind of wanted to see if we had a close-up portrait and you tell it to move down, would it generate, the body, like a kind of like a reveal or something. But this is cool. Like, it looks realistic. It looks nice. The face looks kind of weird, but that's actually in my original image. But I really do like how it is preserving a lot of these details throughout. My overall first impression is, first of all, it is really easy to use. I mean, you just prompt in it. There are a few that didn't, like this one, that we don't seem to have much control over the amount. Most successful, I think, are the landscapes. These movements look great. I mean, this is incredible. That's definitely the most impressive to me. I think with characters, it's hit or miss. When it's a clear character, those seem to work better. I always have complex subjects, so they have a lot of additional movement. So those I'm going to have to play with a little bit more, try to prompt to see if I could get subject movement and camera movement. But not bad overall. I do like that we have these camera controls. I really do think that's going to be a game changer. And I think that's going to add a new level of complexity to videos that we see rarely when we get it at random, but it's nice to be able to control it. So that's definitely my first impression. I think these are great. I'm really excited to play with this. If you guys jump in and you have, your own findings, let me know in the comments. I'm definitely excited to hear about how you might be utilizing these new features. And I will see you in the next video.
That's life.